Hello, in this video I'll show you my warm beanie. It's a really nice and soft beanie with a stretchy brim. Here you can see. I use Technic Bosnian crochet for about 19% of this beanie. So it's really important to crochet very loosely. You need a 6mm and a 4mm hook. We start with a brim and crochet from bottom up. Yeah, I use GGH Samson. It's a brand. I like it very much. It's 100% a merino wool. And for all Bosnian crochet stitches, you use the 6mm hook, and between this worms the 4mm for my double crochets between the worms. So now we can start. I start with my 6mm OG hook and crochet and chain 9 stitches. We start the brim in rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a 9 for turn. Now you see here the back bumps loops on the back side, and in these loops I crochet 1 slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, chain 1, turn, and now we work only slip stitches in the back loops, only. So here you can see 1 stitch, 1 slip stitch, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's really important to crochet very loose. 7 and 8. Again, chain 1 and repeat. 2 rows, so 1 row and 1 reverse row build 1 rib. And I repeat this till I have 48 ribs. Always 8 slip stitches, back loop only, chain 1 and again. Now I finish my 48 ribs. Here you see the strand on the left side from beginning, and here my last loop for my last stitch. Now I fold beanie wrong side out, remove your hook from your loop and insert here in both loops of first stitch of original chain and pull loop through. Chain 1 and now insert through both loops of original chain and only the back loop from your last row and slip stitch. Again, next both loops on other side, back loop only and slip stitch. Both loops, back loop only and slip stitch. So on till end of the rows. Repeat this. Both loops, back loop only, both loops, back loop only and slip stitch. And last one. And now I can turn my brim right side out. You see the short strand from start is down here. And now I crochet in rounds. So normally I would like to work the next round in my main color, but to show you better what you have to do, I use the blue one. So please you use your main color, the same color of brim. It's only to show you. Now I will increase my stitches, so I work 2 stitches per one rib. To do this, you first chain 1, and now, sorry, I search for something. So I use my 4.5 millimeter hook for this. You see here is one rib. You use one stitch here directly in the rib in the first stitch, here in the middle. Yeah, here you see your turning chain, and this is the first stitch right into the middle. For the next one, you use the space between 2 ribs. You see here, second one, here the first, and then the second, and again. Now my 4.5 millimeter hook, I think it's a US 7, I don't know. You can Google it. Here the first one, and slip stitch. Work really loose, you see, don't move this yarn here. It's a really big loops. The next one into the space. Next slip stitch again into my rib in the middle of the first stitch. The next one between the space, and so on till end of round. And then I will have 96 slip stitches. Remember, you don't change your color. I only change the color to show you this better. So here you see I have again make this round with my main color. So I hope you do this also. And here is my last stitch. Yeah, and to close the round I make a slip stitch into the first stitch. And now we start the first warm. For the first warm, now I change the color into my blue one. I search the ball, here it is. Sorry, I speak something in German. So yeah, now I change my hook 6 millimeter. And now I crochet in every stitch, slip stitch front loop only. So insert, I chain 1, sorry, insert hook in the first stitch, front loop only. You see here are the stitches from previous row. Yarn over and pull through both loops, only through the front loops, slip stitch front loops till end of round. Here is also important to crochet very loose. Here I'm on my last stitch, and now I also crochet 1 slip stitch front loop only in my first stitch. And now start the next round. The next 3 rounds are inverse back loop only slip stitches. Inverse back mean with yarn held in front of hook. I show you. Yeah, front of hook. Insert hook from back to front in back loop only. Move yarn under and around hook clockwise to yarn over, pull through both loops on hook again. With yarn held in front of hook, insert hook from back to front in back loop only, move yarn under and around hook clockwise to yarn over, pull through both loops on hook. This you crochet for 3 rounds. And it's really helpful to use a marker for your first slip stitch of this round. I forgot it, so here is my first one. I will show you the next round again, the inverse back stitches. So here you see I am end of my round. This was my last stitch, and here you can see the first stitch, and the stitches goes a little bit to the back, but if you use a marker you always see what is in the next round your back and front loop. Here you can see the stitches. Now I removed this marker for the first stitch, and again inverse back loop only with yarn held in front of hook. Insert hook from back to front in back loop only. Move yarn under and around hook to yarn over. Pull through both loops on hook. And this I repeat this round and the next round. So we will have totally 3 rounds with inverse back loop only stitches. Yeah, the first round was front loop only slip stitches, and then 3 rounds inverse back loop only. Here I'm on the end of my round. Here's my last stitch, and now I show you the next round and the last round of our first warm. It's easy, it's only slip stitches in back loop, no inverse back, only slip stitches in back loop only till end of round. For the next round I change my color. I removed the marker, I don't need this anymore for this one. Here my last stitch. For change color, also slip stitch back loop only. Chain 1, 2, 3. And now I take my smaller hook for a half, and now I crochet in back loops only, double crochet. In every stitch 1 double crochet in back loop only. I still have 96 stitches. Close round with a slip stitch in your first stitch. And I finish my first warm and change color again, and change also my needle, my bigger hook, sorry, not needle, hook. I always crochet the rounds with double crochet with my smaller hook, and with the bigger hook my Bosnian crochet. Here you see I don't change the hook, it's my failure. And I start the next warm. So I again crochet slip stitches in front loop only. Here I'm end of my round. After this round I crochet again my 3 rounds inverse back, my 1 round back loop only slip stitches, and then again with my smaller needle my double crochets. So I repeat this rounds till I have totally 7 warms, and I end with a roam. Here you see I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 warms. I also end with a warm, and now I start my decreases. This is about a height of 24 centimeters. To decrease, sorry, I say increase, I mean decrease, I again change to my smaller needle and my color. I change to my brown color. So 1 chain, and now chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is your first double crochet, and the next two one I decrease. So yarn over, insert needle in the next stitch, yarn over, insert needle, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over, insert needle in the next stitch, yarn over through 2 loops, through 3 loops. Again, only 1 double crochet, and the next 2 I decrease. So we decrease 32 stitches in this round. You always crochet 1 double crochet and decrease the next 2 one. And end of this round I should have 64 stitches. Here I show you 1 decrease, and again till end of round, repeat this. Here I'm end of round and slip stitch in the first double crochet from beginning. Change again my color and my needle, and now you crochet again a worm. How you do this before? So one round in front loops only slip stitches, then 3 rounds inverse back, and 1 round back loop only slip stitches, and then we see us again for the next decrease. Here I am end of my round, and again the next decrease in my other color, chain 2. Now we decrease every 2 double crochets, yarn over, insert hook into the next back loop only, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2. This is my first decrease. The next, yarn over, insert hook through both loops, yarn over through the next stitch, both loops, and again through 3 loops. I always crochet 2 double crochets together only in the back loops till end of round. So we decrease again 32 stitches, and after this round I should have also 32 stitches. And then you crochet again a worm here in blue, how you do this before, and we will see us on the last round and decrease. Here I end my worm and change again my color and my hook, and I decrease the same way I did it the decrease round before. So I always crochet 2 double crochets together, again only in back loops. So the first one here, decrease, and the next one. Yarn over, insert hook in back loop only. Yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over, insert in the next stitch, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over through 3 loops. And this I repeat. So close round with a slip stitch into first stitch. That are 16 stitches, and now I cut the tail, leave longer to sew it, and this one also. Pull this out, and now I take my sew needle and go through all my stitches here on the top, through both loops. Here you see I pull here my last stitch, go into the inside and turn the wrong side out, and now sew all tails. So here is my finished beanie. I hope you have a lot of fun and we see us again. Bye!